All right. Next place we're going is Arizona. A man in Arizona is arrested after police find a medieval-style club, a hatchet, a sword, and meth in the man's car.
What was this guy planning?
Police are called to a residential neighborhood in Arizona after a suspicious car is spotted parked outside for several hours. When the police arrived and confronted the man, he appeared to be high on meth, and the man admitted to having a felony warrant out on his arrest. Oh, my God. This dude is high. And the police are like, hey, man, what are you doing here? He's like, I have a felony warrant out for my arrest. He just
okay.
They said he just blurted it out. So,
maybe you shouldn't do meth.
So after admitting to having a felony warrant out on his arrest, the police decided to search the man's vehicle. During the search of the man's vehicles, officers reported finding 2 medieval clubs and a hatchet next to the front passenger seat of the car and a sword in the back seat. The officers also found a gram of meth and a smoking pipe in the cup holder in plain sight. He was arrested for possession of deadly weapons, possession of a controlled substance, and on his outstanding felony warrant that he told them immediately.
A gram of meth doesn't sound like that much.
I mean,
I don't know what a gram of meth looks like. Maybe it's very light.
It looks like a gram of
Oh, you seen it?
No.
Oh. I've seen it on TV.
I'm trying to think of something that. What else do you buy in grams?
You think in movies they're using real meth so the actors know the actual?
I think they make the actors get jacked up on meth. Like, now they know how to get into character.
I read this book once on Elvis.
Yeah.
It was methamphetamines that he got hooked on in Germany while he was in the army.
Wasn't it like Adderall or something?
So they hooked them up. That's how they would get them all jacked up to fight the Russians.
Oh yeah, on drugs.
Oh, I think I saw a Russian.
I think I can. So have you ever driven around, Jamie, with
Never with meth.
With meth?
I've never done meth, actually.
You notice in Arizona,
there's a lot of. Well, we saw a lot of.
Last week we had a dude who bought an owl at a gas station in Arizona.
You know, we saw a lot of things
meth
that look like they could be cook RVs out in the middle of the desert in Arizona and New Mexico.
I don't think there was any doubt as to what you literally had
but
an
we
RV
could see for 12 miles, you know?
You had an RV that looked like it had been burned up, caught on fire, and then, 20 yards away you had another RV sitting there, the smoke billowing out.
Well, I don't think the TV show was made up. It
was
based on real
Breaking Bad is
things.
Definitely Southwest United States.
Yeah, it's their own little weird place.
Beautiful countryside.
It is, but watch out for the meth.
Lots of meth.
Yeah.
Lots of meth. And watch out in Arizona. I mean, you never know when some guy's going to get mad and road rage you during traffic and jump out with 2 medieval clubs. He might have a hatchet and a sword in his car also. So
remember that guy that wanted to sell me
Tide Pods? Yes, that was New Mexico.
Do you think maybe that was meth in there? I mean, that was weird.
No, he wasn't selling.
That wasn't code?
He wasn't selling you Tide Pods. Dude had a container of Tide laundry detergent and wanted to sell you a cup full. You want to buy a cup of Tide?
But that made no sense to me. I could not compute it. I was like, I wonder
where was he going to put it in your hand?
It's like, is that code for drugs?
Oh, what do you want to do with the Tide, man? I mean, he was definitely homeless and hadn't bathed or showered or washed his clothes in God knows how long.
That's when we switched drivers and you drove off the curb.
Got better gas mileage thanks to Tide.
Knocked the ice off.
Maybe it was the Tide that he threw on the ground that we ran over that loosened the ice up, so it fell off when I jumped the 5-foot curb.
Well, I did notice pumping the gas that there was ice on our rear diffuser.
All I'll say is the shocks on that thing were pretty good because this little curb I jumped was more like an embankment.
Yeah.
I mean,
a half pipe at a skateboard park.
I got all 4 tires were definitely in the air at one point.
Yeah, we were.
You couldn't see, man. You could not see. Like, you could not tell the difference where the road was and where the road was.
Dude, I don't know how you couldn't see. The hood of the Prius is no wider than this desk.
The hood of the Prius was the same color as the road.
Well, it was sundown.
It was sundown. Everything in New Mexico is like a light brown color. There's snow and ice on the road and salt everywhere.
And Tide.
It looks and some dude's splashing Tide around like it's some
You
kind
want
of
a Tide Pod?
He's like a witch doctor sprinkling Tide on everybody. You get some Tide. You get some Tide. Everybody gets some Tide.
$1 a Tide Pod. Maybe he was challenging us to do the Tide Pod challenge. It was big.
But they weren't Tide Pods. He
years ago.
just had a little container, like a fifth of Tide.
A fifth of Tide. I think he was drinking it to stay
That's
warm.
probably it.